The Amish have found a way to thrive without relying on government water systems for decades. No water bills, no complex plumbing, just clever ingenuity and a deep connection to nature. They gather water in ways that might leave most of us puzzled, maybe even a bit envious. It's like they've unlocked the ultimate life hack while the rest of us are grumbling over our monthly water bills. So next time you pour yourself a glass of water, take a second to appreciate the convenience, but also consider the lessons the Amish offer. Maybe the key to a simpler, richer life lies in adapting to and valuing the resources around us, just like they do. When it comes to water, the Amish don't wait for a utility company. They go directly to the source. Deep wells are a primary water collection method, often going hundreds of feet into the ground depending on the location. It's hard work, but they've mastered it. Watching an Amish family dig a well feels like watching a fitness workout, with no heavy machinery or electric drills in sight. Instead, they rely on manpower or horse-drawn equipment, staying true to their off-grid lifestyle. Digging can take days, sometimes weeks, and surprises can pop up along the way. People have unearthed old tools, pieces of history, and even rusty boots. But when they hit water, it's like striking gold, only more essential. To bring the water up, they use hand pumps or wind-powered pumps. No electricity, just good old-fashioned effort. Maintaining these wells is no small feat either. Without modern systems, things can break quickly. But Amish folks are resourceful. They'll often fix broken parts with whatever's at hand. One man even repaired his pump with a piece from a bicycle. That kind of ingenuity is impressive, and they'll have things running before most of us could even call a plumber. Every drop they drink is a reward for their hard work, making it taste just a bit sweeter. When rain comes, while most of us grab an umbrella, the Amish see it as a prime time to gather water. No complicated setups, just a few barrels, some well-placed gutters, and they have a fresh water supply straight from the sky. Believe it or not, a 1,000-square-foot roof can collect around 600 gallons from just an inch of rain, enough to hydrate the family, water the garden, or even give a few cows a splash if they're feeling lively. Rainwater isn't just for drinking. It's used for cooking, cleaning, and keeping animals hydrated. I once heard of an Amish family who joked that their chickens wouldn't lay eggs without a morning sip of rainwater. Collecting rain is more than just a task. It's almost a social event. Families work together to set up barrels and ensure everything is ready for the next downpour. It's like preparing for a big gathering, only instead of grilling, they're capturing water from the sky. There's a sense of pride in making sure everything's perfectly set. It's all part of living in harmony with nature and leaning on each other, something most of us could learn from. Rainwater harvesting may seem like a simple fix, but it's one of those things where simplicity truly shines. While most people rush to buy bottled water whenever there's a boil order, the Amish are happily drinking free, clean rainwater straight from the sky. In doing so, they're preserving a way of life rooted in nature's resources rather than modern conveniences, something no amount of money can buy. But gathering rainwater is only the start. Even the cleanest rain can carry a bit of dust, dirt, or other particles from the air. That's where Amish water purification methods come in. They've mastered the art of making sure the water they drink is not only fresh, but actually clean. First, there's sand filtration. It's as straightforward as it sounds. Water flows through layers of sand, which trap dirt and other impurities. Think of it as nature's coffee filter. Next up is charcoal, which is like the friend who always cleans up after everyone else. Charcoal absorbs odd tastes, smells, and any remaining impurities. If you've ever sipped water that tasted strange, you'll appreciate the magic of charcoal. And it doesn't end there. The Amish sometimes use UV light for purification. While most of us think of UV rays in terms of sunscreen, they use it to zap any bacteria or viruses in the water. It's not a sunbath, but it ensures their water is safe. It's funny to think of city dwellers using apps to monitor their water filters, while the Amish handle it all with natural methods and sunlight. They also have practical knowledge passed down through generations. For example, they rely on boiling when needed. If all else fails, they simply heat the water to kill any lingering germs. I remember a camping trip where I tried to boil water over a fire. Let's just say it was lukewarm at best. The Amish, on the other hand, have perfected these skills. Their system isn't flashy, but it works. No high-tech gadgets, no costly filters, just sand, charcoal, and a bit of UV. The Amish have been practicing these methods long before clean water solutions became a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's refreshing, both literally and figuratively, to see that simplicity still gets the job done. While the rest of us might spend a fortune on bottled water and filters, the Amish enjoy their purified rainwater, reaping the benefits of their hands-on, effective techniques. And if you're interested in more resourceful ways to live, check out a book by Claude Davis, a seasoned prepper, detailing 26 superfoods and preservation methods from challenging times like the Great Depression and wartime. We're the last generation that can pass down these crucial techniques to our children or grandchildren, so let's not let this wisdom disappear. You can also find a guide on herbal remedies by Nicole Apelian on our channel, Frugal Solutions. If you're watching on TV, search for us on your phone or tablet and check out the link in our channel description or any video description. The Amish show that, with a little effort and a lot of know-how, clean water is accessible without all the modern fuss. Simple, effective, and sustainable. Sometimes, the best solutions really are the simplest. While most of us think of a spring as either the season or the coils in a mattress, for the Amish, a spring is a precious source of fresh, drinkable water. These natural springs have been flowing for centuries, delivering mineral-rich water straight from the earth. No pipes, no government involvement, just pure, refreshing water that makes bottled water seem unnecessary. The best part? This water is naturally filtered. As it travels through layers of soil and rock, impurities are left behind, resulting in clean, mineral-rich water, a bit like getting free mineral water right from nature. When you drink water that's been naturally chilled underground, it's like discovering a hidden treasure. In many Amish communities, natural springs are essential to daily life. Gathering water from a spring might seem complicated, but they keep it simple. Some Amish communities tap into springs directly with pipes, while others let the water collect naturally in stone basins. There's something timeless about filling a jug with water that's as pure as it gets. Beyond just cleanliness, spring water contains minerals like calcium and magnesium, which it picks up from the rocks it passes through. While most people rely on supplements, the Amish enjoy these minerals the natural way. In fact, I once heard of a young Amish boy who thought the family's spring was magical, believing it might lead to a hidden fairyland. He eagerly traced the water uphill, expecting to find a magical door, only to discover just rocks and roots. Though he was a little disappointed, there's something about spring water that feels extraordinary. Low-tech yet high in quality, spring water aligns perfectly with the Amish way of life, serving as another way they work in harmony with nature. The Amish also rely on community ponds for their water needs. Many Amish communities create these ponds strategically near farms and homes to capture rainwater and surface runoff. This approach not only makes the most of rainfall, but also helps to prevent flooding or soil erosion. To build these ponds, Amish farmers often use basic tools and even horses to keep the process low-impact and eco-friendly. Once filled, these ponds serve as reliable water sources during dry seasons when other options may be scarce. These ponds aren't just for drinking. They also support cooking, washing, and farming. With natural methods like sunlight exposure, the water stays clean and safe for use. Community ponds also play a role in local agriculture, supplying water for crops and livestock. The ponds attract wildlife too, with ducks, frogs, and fish all making their home there, creating a picturesque scene that adds charm to the Amish landscape. Kids often delight in finding goldfish, which are usually just minnows, turning the pond into a place of wonder. These community ponds thrive thanks to the involvement of neighbors. Pond maintenance becomes a group effort, with families gathering to clean and care for the water, strengthening the bonds between them. It's not just about the water, it's about the shared experience and the sense of connection that flows through their community. In a world where clean water isn't always guaranteed, especially in areas without reliable municipal services, these ponds are a testament to the Amish way of life. They remind us of the importance of sustainability, and how communities can work together to make the most of nature's gifts without relying on complex systems or government oversight. These simple community-built ponds symbolize the power of self-sufficiency and the beauty of finding straightforward solutions. Imagine a peaceful afternoon by the water, watching children play or perhaps daydreaming about the next fish to catch. It's a serene moment that brings both purpose and joy. While the Amish stick firmly to tradition, they're not entirely immune to the advancements of the modern world. Although they still use horse-drawn buggies, they've found creative ways to incorporate useful technologies into their daily lives, like solar-powered pumps. When you imagine the Amish fetching water, you might picture them pumping water by hand in an old-fashioned way. But many Amish communities have adopted solar-powered pumps, allowing them to pull water from wells without needing electricity from the grid. It's a smart solution because they're using an endless natural resource, sunlight, to solve a modern problem. It's like the sun itself has always fit the Amish lifestyle: steady, natural, and low-key. And really, if sunlight is free, why not put it to good use? You could even say the sun is the ultimate Amish energy source: silent, reliable, and not part of social media. But solar pumps aren't the only ingenious addition to Amish water systems. They also use gravity-fed systems, especially in communities with homes located on hillsides or near higher water sources. Gravity, which is as dependable as it is free, lets water flow downhill directly to their homes without any need for pumps. Think of it like nature's own water slide, minus the splashy pool party at the end, though an Amish pool party would be quite a scene to imagine. What's interesting is how the Amish use these technologies thoughtfully. Solar-powered pumps and gravity-fed systems are examples of how they balance their values: simplicity, humility, and a respect for nature, with practical needs. They're not covering rooftops with flashing solar panels or installing Wi-Fi in barns. Everything is done with the goal of maintaining their way of life, blending tradition with practicality. It's like walking a fine line between past and future, but the Amish make it look effortless. It's hard not to admire this adaptability. While many of us rely on the latest gadgets and smart devices, the Amish are proving that you don't need the newest tech to get the basics done. They could probably teach us a thing or two about avoiding unnecessary complications. In a way, they remind us that sometimes less technology can mean more common sense. If you're thinking the Amish are completely immune to modern conveniences, think again. Different Amish communities have their own rules on technology, leading to some unique compromises. One family might allow solar power, while their neighbors might stick to more traditional methods. It's like a friendly competition to see who can live with the least tech. Imagine a bumper sticker saying, "My other ride is a solar-powered pump." Not quite what you'd see in the city. This balance of tradition and innovation isn't just about water. It's the Amish way of life. They adopt change when necessary, but only on their own terms. In a world where people are always upgrading, there's something refreshing about the Amish's thoughtful restraint. In their quest for clean water, many Amish communities also use aquifer recharge systems to maintain healthy groundwater levels. They've perfected the art of directing runoff water back into the earth, helping replenish the aquifers. Imagine a large sponge soaking up rainwater. That's essentially what the Amish are doing. They gather excess water and direct it back underground, making sure there's enough to sustain them during dry spells. It's like having a savings account for water, and the Amish know how to make every drop count. This method is as simple as it is effective. They create channels that direct water from fields, rooftops, and driveways back into the ground. Think of it as giving a thirsty plant a drink, but on a much larger scale. Studies have shown that aquifer recharge can significantly boost groundwater supplies, which is crucial for crops and families alike. If only I could redirect the overflow from my gutters into a nice, refreshing glass of water. These aquifer recharge systems reflect the Amish commitment to sustainability and community. By caring for the land and making use of what they have, the Amish not only preserve their way of life, but also set a powerful example about the importance of nurturing natural resources. It's a reminder that sometimes, to make the most of what we have, we need to think a bit outside the box, or maybe outside the garden plot. When most people think of the Amish, they probably imagine a quiet, hard-working community focused on their farms. But here's the thing. They thrive on community. Their entire approach to acquiring clean water is built on collaboration and neighborly spirit. Forget about calling up a plumber or hiring contractors. When it's time to dig a well or install a rainwater system, everyone pitches in. It's like a big barn raising, but with shovels in hand, friendly conversation, and a lot of talk about who makes the best apple pie. Picture this: a Saturday morning in an Amish village. The sun is shining, birds are singing, and a group of neighbors has come together to help a family dig a well. No one's distracted by TikTok or Netflix. Instead, they're swapping stories, laughing, and probably debating the best way to load a hay wagon. Meanwhile, the kids might be playing nearby, organizing an impromptu football game until someone gets tackled into a big pile of hay. It's the kind of community spirit that could make even the most hardened city dweller feel a bit nostalgic. This collective effort is key. The Amish know that water isn't just something you need, it's a lifeline for the whole community. When one family gains access to clean water, it benefits everyone. They don't hoard resources or try to one-up each other with the latest water technology. Instead, they share their knowledge and tools, making sure everyone can access the same clean, refreshing water. It's a bit like a neighborhood potluck, only instead of casseroles, it's all about digging wells. The motto is simple: you help me, and I'll help you. Of course, digging wells and setting up rainwater systems are serious tasks, but the Amish know how to keep things light. If you don't show up to help a neighbor with their water system, don't be surprised if you find yourself on the receiving end of a playful prank. Maybe the guy who borrowed a cup of sugar last week but didn't pitch in for the rain barrel will get a friendly wet willy or a quick dunk in a nearby trough as a good-natured reminder of what neighborly kindness is all about. And this sense of community goes beyond just digging and hauling. The Amish also have an impressive network of resources and expertise. Need help with water purification? There's someone down the road who's a pro with sand filters. Looking to set up a rainwater harvesting system? Call the family who's been doing it for generations. This spirit of sharing knowledge ensures that everyone has the tools and know-how to manage their water needs effectively. It's like having a community college right in your own backyard, but without the tuition fees or lengthy lectures about the importance of showing up. And the perks of this close-knit way of life are undeniable. When you work alongside your neighbors, not only do you get the job done faster, but you also forge stronger connections. These relationships become especially important during challenging times, such as when crops fail or illness strikes. During those moments, the community comes together to support one another. The same spirit that gets everyone out digging wells ensures that when things get tough, they're there to lend a hand, share a meal, or just provide some good old-fashioned company. This cooperation doesn't just create strong friendships, it also fosters a deep sense of independence. While many of us depend on city water systems or utility companies, the Amish pride themselves on being self-sufficient. They rely on each other and the resources around them. It's a system where everyone plays a role, and the entire community thrives together. When you step back and think about it, there's something beautifully simple about their approach. In a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected, Amish communities show us how to truly value human connection and collective effort. They remind us that working together not only makes life easier, but also enriches our experiences. Who would have thought that digging wells could be such a bonding experience? The Amish method of securing clean drinking water truly reflects their spirit of independence and resourcefulness. These folks have perfected a way of life that thrives on self-reliance, ensuring they're not dependent on city infrastructure or government resources. They've created a system that is ancient, yet filled with innovation and teamwork. Watching them work together to dig wells, harvest rainwater, or tap into natural springs is like observing a well-rehearsed dance. Everyone knows their part, and it all comes together in perfect harmony. Think about it. While many of us rush to the nearest store for bottled water or worry about citywide boil alerts, the Amish are quietly enjoying the fruits of their labor. Their reliance on methods passed down through generations stands in sharp contrast to the complexities of modern life. Why settle for bottled water when you can fill your glass with clean, fresh spring water, naturally filtered through layers of rock and sand? It's like having nature's best water treatment right in your backyard. This independence is not just about water, it's a way of life. By taking matters into their own hands, the Amish demonstrate a deep respect for the environment and the resources available to them. They are careful stewards of the land, ensuring their practices don't deplete what nature provides. Imagine if everyone adopted a bit of this philosophy. Perhaps we wouldn't be so concerned about plastic waste or overconsumption. There's something truly delightful about the contrast between our busy, often stressful lives and the simplicity of Amish water systems. While we're stuck in traffic or grumbling about long lines at the drive-thru, the Amish are sipping cold glasses of fresh rainwater on their porches, watching the cows splash around in the kiddie pool they filled from the last downpour. Picture a group of Amish farmers sharing a laugh as they refill their rain barrels, while the rest of us are navigating smartphone apps to find the best coffee in town. It's important to appreciate their way of life, not just for its simplicity, but also for the joy and humor that come with it. For the Amish, gathering water isn't a chore. It's a communal activity that strengthens bonds and builds relationships. When you share a glass of rainwater with a neighbor, you're not just sharing a drink. You're sharing a piece of your life, your stories, and your laughter.